Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I went to my sewing machine when I finished the video and I've stitched around the perimeter of the little piece. My journal cover, I'm thinking this is definitely going to be. I must say I've tried a new stitch. I do a lot of zigzag, a little viney floral one and straight stitch, but I noticed on Kylie's tags, she uses this little decorative, don't know if you'll see it. See if I bring it up to the camera. See how it said it kicks up, goes straight, kicks up and goes straight. It's on the artwork for all of her tags. And I thought, oh, that's something different. I don't have the exact same stitch. I had something similar where it sort of kicks around a little bit and then throws a stitch out. It's sort of nearly like a heartbeat, I guess. It sort of kicks up and then a little tiny ziggy zag and then up again, and I've never used it, so I thought let's try something new. So I also stitched around the little envelope section, so I've got a bit of a decorative element there. And what I thought I might do is, while I'm at it, I'm going to run some calico down the spine, because it's definitely going to be a little journal, but I just want to run some calico down that spine just to reinforce it a little bit. So I just grabbed a snippet and I'm going to just rip it and just glue that into position. That way if I stitch in a signature, it's a little bit more reinforced. So pretty. Your papers, Kylie, just beautiful. Really, really enjoying these, like I thought I would when I first found this kit. Thought, oh wow, that's so shabby chic, but it's sort of not to the degree that shabby chic can go. It's sort of a little bit more, I don't know, you could take it anyway. You could go Victorian, you could go shabby chic, you could go just a more of a vintage look. You could add it to music. I'm just going to rough up that edge a little bit. Music paper. Like, it's one of those kits that I think has got huge potential. Okay, so that's that spine protected, and I'll flip it over and we'll do the same. Have I got enough fabric to get me there? No, not quite. Doesn't matter. We'll tear another piece. I like to put a little bit of fabric over my folded spines. It just helps it all stay together. Okay. Oh, goodness me. These scissors, they're Tim Holtz scissors, and I have to say they're shocking. I don't know, maybe I just got a dodgy pair of scissors. They've got a rubbery handle, which is supposed to be gentle on you if you're cutting a lot. But I sat there one day cutting out tags using these scissors, and they gave me a blister. That rubbery handle is just as bad as a hard plastic handle. So I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I'm not a lover of them. Okay, there we go. So I've got a little hint of textiles on there, which I'm happy with that. Yeah. And at the end of the day, this could be folded all sorts of ways. But we've got a window. It's, I think, going to be, I might just give that little window a clean while we're here. Okay, let's pop this away now to dry properly. Now that I've put some fabric on that spine, I might even come back and re-stitch because I've technically covered the stitching that I did do down that side by putting that fabric there. So what I'll do is I will come back down and re-stitch that in because it'll be a nice little element. Just ink a little bit. Lovely. Okay. Right, we'll put that to one side. What else have we got in our box of tricks? Oh, a pocket with bits in it. Let's do something with this. So we need some pretty paper. What are we going to do with this? Do we open it? It's very bulky. Let's open that bag up. Get rid of some of that bulk. I don't think we need it to be as thick down there. So we're going to break that gusset open and see what we've got. I like the idea that there's the side gussets, so we'll maintain them because that allows you to really stuff the pocket full of goodies. So by doing that, we've extended the pocket somewhat. Let's have a look at the tags that come with the kit. Is there a tag that could go in? That's pretty good. Oh, I really like that. So the height is pretty good for any of those tags. A little bit deep for that, but for that it's not bad. Okay, so at the end of the day, it can be used for a few different things. Now I might just cut some of this bulk out. I don't think we need it. Let's have a play. Let's cut that there and get rid of this ratty piece. Yeah. Do we need the gusset at the front here? Look, I'm going to keep it, but do we need it? You know, I don't think we do. I'm going to glue that down. It'll give a little bit of... Where's my art glitter glue? I'm wondering if I could trim that back a bit. I'm going to cut it out, guys. I don't think I need it. Let's get rid of it. It's gone. It's only paper. Move along. Just gets rid of that extra bulk. But we want the gusset to stay in the pocket part of it because I think that's quite useful. All right, let's look at getting a paper on the back here for the back. Yeah. Okay, where's my... Put the pin back in the glue because we didn't end up using it. So let's get that sorted. And let's just tear down. I'm also going to trim this rough edge off because I think it's going to catch when we slide things in. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Going to tear this piece down to there. So that will be down in the pocket. This is the background to the pocket, I guess. That's what I'm trying to do. The other thing I want to do is I want to add some stitching to this. So I actually can't glue this down because I want to run around it with the sewing machine. So I'll give it an ink because I've exposed a white edge to the paper that is underneath the printing. We're going to whiz around that with the sewing machine, and then that can be glued down there. So let's pretend that it's sewn and glued, and we're going to move on to doing the bottom of the pocket. Now I want to do something quite plain there so that it sort of breaks it up a little bit, and I'm thinking that. And that's not real strong. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go past the edge and reinforce it a little bit. It's a shame I lose that music, but that's probably not too bad because I still catch that lace. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's have a little, see if I can tear that there, and then we'll come past the fold a little bit, I think, which will sort of reinforce that whole bottom of the pocket. Okay, we've picked up that little lacy edge there, which is quite pretty. So where's our main piece? That'll go there, that'll tuck up and onto there. So being that it's not stitched, I'm going to glue that because I can then stitch through the whole lot. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So that's going to go there, and that will then fold up, and that'll give us a nice reinforced edge. Where's my there we go. And like I was thinking, because this is not glued down here yet, I'll be able to get there with my sewing machine and I can do whatever we want there. So I'm thinking that will work out really well. So there's the bottom of it reinforced, and it's not as bulky, which is great. We've got a pretty background paper that will be stitched, and there is the start of our little envelope, and that then is ready to attach to a page. Now in my travels, if I buy some lace, or you know, with some lace, I've got scraps here, so here's a little piece for example. I can do something with that in the journal by just adding a piece of lace that I find in Paris. So I think that's definitely where I'm going to head with this. I'm just going to make paper elements into a journal that has plenty of flexibility, so as I travel, gather, I can, you know, then just glue in all of my snippets and make it like a sampler. You know what I had in mind when I first booked the trip, and I thought to myself, oh, there's a journal in this. What I had in mind was, you know, the traveling salesman back in the day who would have gone through Paris to all of the haberdashery stores, and they would have pulled out this book, and it would have been full of trims and laces that the store owner could purchase for their business. That's what I sort of felt like I wanted to create myself, as if I was the traveling salesman, but in reverse. I was gathering the snippets for my piece of, it's not history, like I'm probably getting melodramatic here, but my piece of travel, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. So now, what have I got here? I've got another envelope. And I'm thinking along the lines of making it a flip in the journal, because that's something I can attach to. Here's something that could have something in it. And I'm thinking I'm going to collage this and slide it into the journal. That's what I'm thinking. And I really, really like that. So let's, oops. Did I just jigger that piece of paper by tearing it rough? Oh no, that will still be fine. So let's have a look at this and make a flip in the journal that could be cut open and make into a pocket, but at least the envelope is there with the ability to be used. So that there. But I feel like I need to what do I want to do? Sort of. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking what I want to do with this through here. And do I bring this over a little bit so it's more of a feature and put a more generic strip of something through there? Let me have a look through these papers. What haven't we played with yet? Maybe we could use this, and maybe I can get that lace to peek out from behind my floral. Yeah, I'm thinking if that, let's get rid of that top edge. I'll tell you what, we're in uncharted territory here. If that went right through, and then somewhere in amongst it, this guy peeked through, we'd have, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I just feel like I need a generic background on this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to glue, first of all, some glue along this edge. There is tape there, but I'm going to assume that the tape won't survive, because it never does. I do not like that double-sided tape. The number of things I've made years back gone, there's a sentence, years back gone, with double-sided tape, and the tape has given way. I'd say it's got something to do with the humidity that is in, concentrate on what I'm doing, the humidity that's in Queensland, because the glue just gives way. And it's so disappointing because I've used it to hinge pages and, oh, it's terrible. So I've got all these pieces. Oh, gosh, I just really jiggered that. Let's start that again. If I had done it this side, it wouldn't have been so cack-handed, would it? Yeah, the double-sided tape's given way. And Oh, it's so disappointing because I've got these photo albums and you go to flip the page in the album and there's double-sided tape attaching it to like it's like you concertina the paper to create these little ridges. So let's say that's all concertinaed, and then your page goes over it and you put double-sided tape here and then over it goes and glues it. Well, what's happened is that tape has given way, and now I've got the problem of pages falling out of photo albums. Thank goodness I hadn't at that stage made any to sell. Oh, I'd be mortified now because their albums would be falling to bits, especially if they were Queensland people. So yeah, I'm really wary of double-sided tape. I don't know if I was just buying cheap stuff, probably didn't help. But at the end of the day, it's just glue and it just gives way. Things I've made around that time using this glue stick and art glitter glue, as good as the day I made them. So I'm very confident in these glues, but oh, the tape. Oh, thank goodness I didn't sell anything to anyone. I would have been... So I know if you saw, I left the pocket so that it was still accessible, because I want to know that I can cut it at the top or the side and slide something in. So I haven't sealed that pocket closed. It is still accessible, so it could be a cut here or a cut there, and I've got my pocket. I did glue a little bit into that zone, so that sort of stops it from bumping into the fold. So I'm happy with that. And now I can just trim it, and I've got a base, and I have reinforced. I follow that envelope. Now I'm going to square it up. I'm going to square it up because that then would make a good tuck onto a page. So I'm just going to trim that for now, straight through. It's very tricky trying to create pieces that become pieces in the future. It's like holding back a little bit so that you can play again in a journal, but you're getting your foundation ready. Okay. Now I'm thinking I'm going to use that and fold it in, which will reinforce that corner. No use not taking advantage of the fact that we have this little bit of paper here. So let's glue that down. Okay, so I've got a nice reinforced edge there, and I've got a little edge there that can be a tuck on a page. Like, for example, not that this is a good example because my page is probably a bit too big. Yeah, this can go round a page and become a tuck, and this can become a bit of a flap. Like, there's just so much potential. Okay. All right. So the other thing I've got the opportunity to, because it's a Midori style, is I can do some more stitching because it hasn't become anything yet, but that there is potential ready for a pocket. Now, where was my pretty floral piece? And fold is there, so I need to decorate from there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish tearing off this piece. gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Imagine having a house with all of these beautiful fabrics in it. If only. I know I wouldn't get that past my husband. I remember when we were first married, we moved into our house and we were setting up our home. And I just love floral fabrics and things like that. And I sort of tested the water by asking, you know, how would you feel if I did some floral type things? And no, he wasn't really impressed. And look, I didn't mind. It was one of those things where I really didn't probably know what my style was anyway. And at the time, being the early 90s, it was very black. So our tiles were black in the bathroom. They had that black marble look. Our furniture was all black. It was chic, you know. So I definitely was in a colour palette that, have I got that up the right way? I'm going to go there with this. That's better. I think it could go either way, to be honest. But anyway, change in the last moment. So, yeah, this colour palette of mine was black, pretty much. Ceramic. I was doing painted ceramics at the time, so everything was black and white and super modern and, oh, goodness me, not now. It's got a lot warmer and my colour palette's probably gone a little bit more, I think they call it Hamptons now, just a little bit. Just looking at some of these papers here, I'm thinking that that's probably a better colour for the little touch of ledger paper that I want to include. It's tricky because I want all those lines. Where's that spine again? So I can come across a little bit. So if I had started on day one with my first home with shabby chic as my theme, oh my goodness, you imagine what it'd be like now. Now that I understand fabrics better and I've cottoned on to who are the designers in that world, like, lucky my husband said no. He would be he would be living in a lace heaven. Oh, it'd be insane. Because, you know, 30 years has gone by since those decisions when you set up your first home. So the poor fellow, I wonder if I could sneak that there. So I'm pleased he probably said, no, I don't want to live in a girly house. So it's kept my my palette a little bit more neutral. I feel like I need a little bit of blue. Don't have a lot of blue paper. What do we got here that we could... And there's some blue writing. And I might even drift that across a little bit. Let's just... We'll take it to there. Because this image here, to me, is gorgeous too. And I don't really want to nibble into that until I know where that's going to go, because it's got to go somewhere. And I love this script, and I think it could drift. 1874. Oh, Kylie, do you have that piece of ephemera? How beautiful. I'm just going to tear that down a little bit more. And I'm going to sneak it, I think, into there. So I get a bit of the blue on the other side. That's what I'm thinking. So this is a potential envelope I might actually cut the envelope open, I think. It's not going to be a top tuck envelope. So I'm pretty confident it'll be a side envelope because it's so narrow, and height it's pretty tall. So I don't want to get any taller. I'm going to sneak. I don't want to cover those buds. And I'm going to sneak that paper across the spine a little. So I should just see the date. Yes, perfect. Drop some paper. Now, what else can we add? Little pop of, I like that there. A little bit of ink. I knew I'd find a spot for that little piece of paper. Just sneak it into there. The great thing about collaging is you can keep going. Like, this is still what I class as pretty blocky. You could add so much more. Let's say, I don't know, I went to a restaurant and I had kept the menu. I could tear words out of the menu and then add the words to it. You know, there's so much you can do with collaging onto a page. But if you've got the basic background done, now I'm going to cut that open, I think. I'm going to make it an envelope now. There we go. So I've got a nice little tucky envelope there. Let's give it a bit of a snip so that we know what it is, because I won't have this with me on the trip. But having said that, I probably won't take the journal with me. I'll wait till I come back and play with it at a later date. Yeah, I like that. And just to add a decorative element, I can stitch across there. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at this side. Maybe we've got an opportunity to bring little blue in. Yes, 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 yes. Let's do that. Finally found a spot for him. And that'll reinforce the spine too. These envelopes I got from Amazon, like when you buy bloomin' billions of them for not much money. And I thought, what a good deal. But they're a little bit soft, what I class as a soft paper. So I've got to be a bit careful with them that I don't put too much pressure on the spine, for example, because they're just not going to handle lots of folding. Oh, isn't that pretty? Love it. So, yeah, I need to, now, I don't know what that will end up being in the future, that little flap, but I'm going to collage it anyway. And if it ends up being glued down or it just becomes a tuck, it won't matter. I wonder if this piece should fold around the edge. No, let's just leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. I won't do too much with that. A little bit of ink just to age that. And at the end of the day, if I did want to get the shape back there, I can, but I'm going to keep it generic for now. Might put that there. That would be a good spot, I'm thinking, to write something as that bends around. Maybe. Gosh, it's hard to know its future. So I'm thinking I could do one of these little pieces on it. Okay, I'm going to put that piece of ledger towards the spine. That way, if I did hinge an image in here and it covered that ledger paper just a smidgen, let's, for example, let's cut out this guy. Is that the one we want to use? Let's have a little look here. Oh, I love that girl too. I'm going to... I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. I'm heading off in a direction. Jeez, I don't know. She's so pretty. What's on the other side? So if she, for example, I'm thinking that that little piece of ledger paper would go there in case I want to write something. Then my little girl would be the feature to wrap around the page, which could also be a tuck if she got fastened, or if that became a swinging page. I've got all this beautiful pieces over here as well. So I'm just looking at this piece of paper here, and I'm thinking I'm going to back that with that. Because I'm thinking of attaching it. So my little lady, where's my ledger paper? Let's get that in first. Horse before the cart happening here. Let's get the ledger paper underneath her, I think. I want her not to be I need some paper there. Oh gosh, now look at this. I've got three. What am I trying to do? Corrine. I've set myself up with an idea and I can't get to the idea yet due to the background not being in position. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So let's get this into here, into there. That protects the spine. Okay, and then the ledger paper is next, which comes into here. I needed that little piece of floral paper to be under. Then our little lady, she comes in next. She can't come in next because I want to stitch her. All right. Oh boy, talk about complex. I'm going to put her on there because I want to do some decorative stitching around her. So, okay, just bear with me. I'm getting there. Just going to trim this off. will run the sewing machine around this image just to put a little pop of stitching on, and she will attach to there. Okay, so then when we flip this over, I'll make sure that that pops out there. So it'll be a case of, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to stitch around there, and then I'm going to glue that onto there, but I'm also going to stitch around there and there. I can't go there because I have a pocket. So that will make quite an interesting little piece that I can add. So it's a flip. Now when it gets to the journal, I've got the opportunity of gluing that down to a page so it becomes a tuck. I don't think I will, but I think I will make it just an interesting little piece that flips. But who knows? Who knows? Oh, just blew a heap of paper off the table. Glue is finished, so let's get rid of that. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. My little lady has found a home. I can write a note here. I can get some stitching in, so it's going to become quite textured. So I'm going to put that with my pocket, let them dry, and then go to the sewing machine. Now, I want to attach to some of these pages a few little flips and flops and things like that. So let's have a little look at some of these tags. I love these embroidery tags, and I had visions of those being added. Oh, so gorgeous. So that one there, I want to stitch around it. Then I want to attach it to that, and it'll become the flip for that page. Oh, sorry guys. I'm going to have to take that call. Won't be a moment. Guys, sorry about that. I'm back. That was my phone ringing. I have staff that need me, so I had to take that call. So I do apologise. Unfortunately, I can't turn my phone off at this time of the year because we're busy. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do now is I'm just going to flip through the journal and place some, sort of like how that's sitting. I don't know why. I'm going to place a few tags through the journal that could be attached to pages. So let's have a little look through some of these little tags I've got here. I love that blue. It doesn't really suit. And what I'll do is I will hop on the sewing machine and just whiz around them with some stitching, and then they can be attached to the pages as just little flips and maybe tucks and things like that. So at least I'll get them stitched and I'll know where they're going to go. So I just want to have a little rummage and see what goodies we can allocate to certain spots. Like that. I wonder if I might cut that rose out. I'll rough cut it because I'll glue it onto some paper. Oh, I love that. So that will be somehow used there. That's going to be collage, so we'll come back to all of that. What can I put on this straw paper? Where's that? Oh, stunning. Beautiful. These types of pages will have bits and pieces added to them as well, but at the moment, that could be a little tuck there if that was glued down, and then maybe we slide a tag on there, and that is a tuck that side. So let's do that for now. That'll be collaged and become a little pocket or thing. I think there's some rectangular little shapes that were cut out. Oh, I wonder if one of these would fit. Oh yeah, look at that. How good's that? So I'll stitch around that so it's ready. Then we can decorate behind and it's ready to attach. So that's in there. Let's use this little guy, that little fellow. We'll collage around it. These are the little rectangles that I was thinking about. So let's just keep going and see. So that would fit there as a potential pocket. Yep. And then what could we slide into the pocket? Maybe I've got an idea with this. I haven't done anything yet with it, but when I went to cut them all out, I kept them joined, and I thought that might be a nice little booklet. So let's slide that in there. I can prep it with some stitching, and then we can collage and create something to go into that pocket. I think there's 2 of them. Could do with a nice tuck on this big page. So we might utilize this guy, and then I can just slide something in behind. Once again, I need to stitch around it. This little fellow, I'm thinking a belly band. Yep, I'll do some decorative stitching and that will be a belly band there. We've got something here that could be attached. Yeah, like that. Once again, stitch around. So there's a little bit of like sewing machine work to do. So I think I'll go ahead and do all that. That's the second one. So we'll save that for the second signature. So what else have we got? I like that together with that. So it's so tricky because pages like that will be great to put samples of fabric on. You know, where you tear a piece of fabric and you just swatch it. That's what I sort of got in mind for that. And then I can write something about where I went there. Or I create a tuck out of a tag. I wonder if I could do a double tag. So that and then that. No. New. What else have we got in our little box of tricks here? They're all so pretty. I might actually bring in another one of these types of things. Yeah, that's better. So let's just trim that. That will be backed with some paper to make it a little stronger. It will then be stitched, like you know what I do with all of that. Then it can be added to this page as another tuck. Okay, so that's that. This little guy here, maybe we can do something around the page. Now, the reason I say that is there was a piece, these two, that I kept. And I've kept them folded. So I thought maybe they could be clipped in, but it needs to be a page on this side. So what are we planning there? Okay, I'm going to flip that so that it's like that. And then that can go on there like that. And this, I'm not a lover of that piece of paper there for some reason, and that will go there. So now let's get our pages. Sorry guys, we're a bit off camera. So I flipped this so that the tag, which we knew was going to happen over here, is now at the back. That allows me to have a little paper clipped in space. So whether that's got some sample fabrics in it, it's just a little bit that can be attached there. I can write. I've still got my tag flip out here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now this piece of paper I've taken out, I do want to use it, but I sort of didn't like it there. It was interfering a little. So let's just have another little flip through and see where that potentially, I don't mind it there, and I don't mind that there. Of course we can collage over things anyway, so if we don't like a colour or a tone, it's easy enough to collage. So that's that signature with a few goodies in it, and it needs a lot of sewing and you know, getting it ready, so to speak. So I still got these two elements. That's the double folded tag and the little journal or whatever booklet. I'm wondering if one of these could be trimmed down for there. Yeah, because I like the pink. I like that pink. Let me get in shot. So that's going to be something for there. I want to put ribbon through there, and then maybe we make a tuck. So what pretty images do we have? Oh, some birds. Oh, I forgot about the birds. Let's make a tuck out of these guys. So that'll need to be glued onto some paper, reinforced, stitched around, and then that can go there as a tuck, and we'll put some ribbon down there. So that's something I can do that's super easy. This here I do like, but I feel like I'm going to, let's just move the signature up a little bit, and let's have a little, that's so pretty, but it doesn't suit. It's a shame to cover that just because it's sitting in this journal. And that, what I was going to do is just rip this down so that it's an image that could go into the journal. But in the process, I'll lose that. I'm going to pull this page out completely, guys. I'm going to put it aside, and it can be used another day in another project. I just feel like it's the wrong era for what I'm doing here. Those women look like they were from probably the 50s, looking at their clothes. Hello, Casper. My pussycat's just arrived. So that's real thin paper, so I don't want to put too much pressure on that. So this is another one that could be spun around. So that this went on, but I think, I don't know. No, it's a bit too small, but it might be perfect for this to go around. Yeah, that's better. I like that. That little guy will clip in there as a little extra. This fellow seems to be competing there, so I'm going to move it out for now because I really like the look that will give as it's clipped in. Oh, yeah, see, it just matches better, doesn't it? Okay, this is fairly firm paper. I think this could handle a tuck, and I'm going to grab a bird. once again, I will reinforce the piece of paper. I will then trim it down to size. I will stitch around it, and that is going to be a little tuck spot on there. And I've got so many little tags that can slide in. You know, there's heaps of things that can go in there. So I like that. I haven't used any of these. So let's keep going. Maybe I can do something with a, yeah. Oh, that looks like it's meant to be. When I cut this out, I left that little strip on. I just had a feeling it might be a folding piece, or maybe I need it, maybe I don't. But I'm going to stitch around that. It's going to go onto this and become a bit of a flip. It's a perfect colour match. I can do some writing here. I might even look at doing a little pocket on the back, and then, you know, a tag can go in there. Maybe I could do a belly band and the tag goes through. That's interesting. Who knows? Who knows? But that pocket's going to go on there. So once again, I'm going to stitch it because it will end up sandwiching all that. Yeah. Okay. What have we got next? We'll come back to those blank pages. Let's just focus on pages that can... Ah, we're in the middle now. So we got an opportunity probably to clip this in here. I know I want to add that embroidery page as well. I haven't done that yet. So I could clip that onto there. We could do a big tuck. That'd be nice. A stitch around it, and we add that to there as somewhere to slide papers in. So I like that, and we're still yet to add another center. So that's really good. Now, what else have we got? Where's some pretty pictures that we could use? Oh, that'd make a nice pocket. But do I want that look, that bohemian look? Probably not. Let's dig through our images up here. Our ephemera, I've got a blue. No. Oh, we've got these misprints, which are sort of just there. I wonder... I'm going to cut this guy out, and I'm going to use it as a pocket here, but this has the same artwork. See, there it is there. So let's remove that one, go back to this original signature, find where I was using this one and switch them out. So that can go into there. And this one can go onto there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. It picks up the blue. That's pretty. Then this little fellow has a home. Even though he was a misprint, he's going to be something. Okay, now, what pockets and tucks do we have left? I haven't used one of those yet. I wonder... Yeah, I like that. I wonder if, to bring it down in size, we do a bit of collaging, and we, no, might be a smaller one. We haven't used this guy yet. Oh, he's certainly, oh goodness, I'm off camera. Sorry guys. That's nice. I like that. It's picking up the baby blue everywhere. Once we add some fabric and, oh, yumminess. I won't do anything to that page because I've got something on the other side of it. So we've got now a potential tuck here. Yeah, I like that. And that can then fold out and we can do some collaging. So once again, that's already reinforced, so it's ready to go. We'll just stitch around that and then it can be attached and then we can have a play with decorating the other side. Okay, let's go. I must be getting close to running out of time, so I've just got to keep an eye on that. This little guy here. Some more tags here that I haven't yet flipped through. Oh, I've got another bird there. Oh, love that. That's got to go there. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm wondering if we could do... Oh, no. Don't know what we'll do there yet. Have to have a think about that. Okay. So that feels pretty good. So I've got little elements that I've just poked through the whole process that I need to do some sewing machine work on. Don't think there's anything there I've really missed. I've got lots of little tags left, which is great because I can create little lacy pockets. For example, these types of things. Let's say I've got some lace. It's not what I do, but I would add a strip of lace through that page and then these little things can just tuck in as we go. So these little leftover pockets, what I'll end up doing is I'm going to sew them all around with the sewing machine and they'll go into a pocket within the journal somewhere so they're there ready to grab when we're ready to go. So I'm thinking along those lines. I still have a spare envelope here. Oh, there's some... Oh, we might have a play with that in the next video. So I'll leave that to one side. I've got some sewing to do. So I'm going to go and leave you now and say goodbye. Sorry about that phone call in the middle, but unfortunately I sort of need to leave my phone on in case there's an emergency with my business, but I'm sure you understand. And my ringtone is Christmassy, so it does sort of sound cool, I think. Anyway, all right, guys. I've got some homework to do here, a lot of stitching. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.